Hi, this is Chef Vicky Ratnani and welcome back to my kitchen. What's the most quintessential eggs that you ever made? Burji for me. Okay? Scrambled eggs, okay, but Burji is the next level scrambled egg. Now I'm going to be showing you three different stages or three different styles of burjis, okay? This is the layman's one where it is a normal burji what anyone, you or your mom would make. So for that, what do I have? I'm taking about 4 eggs. I have my basic masalas. I have some chopped onions. I have some chopped tomatoes. Coriander हम freshly chop करेंगे और ये chilies मैंने chop कर दी है. I have some butter. You can do butter and oil combo. You can do an oil combo. It's up to you. Now first things first, let's crack our eggs. Now you have to make sure that जब भी आप अंडे खरीदते हो, you gotta buy fresh eggs. Now what happens with fresh eggs? ये जो उसका ये जो shell है ना, it breaks very easily. Okay, the shell is very brittle. It's nice because as the egg gets old, it's kept for a while, the shell gets really hard. Okay, all the eggs are, the yolk is really nice and rich. It's nice and yellow in color. It's absolutely clear. Now इसको हम थोड़ा सा फेंट देते हैं. Now you can use a whisk, you can use a spoon, you can use a fork. Don't use a knife, okay? You'll spoil your knife and you might even hurt yourself. It's very dangerous. तो हम इसको हल्का सा ये फेंट देते हैं. What are we doing here? We are literally beating the egg so that the yolks and the whites actually come together, and then at the same time we are building air into it. Perfecto. Eggs are done. तो पहले हम इसका मसाला बनाएंगे. First we're going to be making the combo is going to be of butter and oil in this case. Now in every culture there's some kind of a burji or a scrambled egg going. A very common one in our country, वो काफ़ी tasty है, उसे akuri कहते हैं. What is akuri? It's typically a Parsi style where they use a little bit of dhan saag masala. Now as you go down south, कड़ी पत्ता जाएगा, mustard seeds जाएंगे. Like for me, I don't really like too many masalas in my burji, but my brother and my sister used to love, and my dad used to love having red chilies, haldi and all that in his burji. So literally it is an adaptation of what the family likes to eat. Now first things first, I'm going to have some onion here in this. So I'm going to add like 1 to 2 teaspoons of chopped onions in this. Also there is where we used to put a little bit of jeera ka tadka. Okay, so I've got my like literally 1/3 of a teaspoon of jeera along with my onions as well. So as the onions are going, we're going to be adding a little bit of 1 teaspoon of some chopped fresh green chili, and then we're going to be adding about 2 tablespoons of chopped tomatoes as well. Right? So abhi ye ho gaya. Next, थोड़े से मसाले. 1/3 of a teaspoon of haldi, 1/2 teaspoon of red chili powder. I'm going to be adding a touch of dhania powder, not too much. I'm going to be adding a touch of garam masala, and I'm adding a little bit of roasted jeera powder, okay? And of course, salt is very important. Fresh coriander last minute में. तो ये जो मसाला है अभी ये तैयार हो रहा है हमारा. Next, lovely. तो ये जो बुर्जी होती है ना, हमेशा थोड़ी सी शेफ्स बोलते हैं ना ओवर कुक्ड रहती है. ओके, सो यू हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट इट्स नाइस एंड ड्राई. आई प्रेफर टू हैव इट अ लिटिल सॉफ्ट, लेकिन ये जो हम यो बेसिक लेवल की जो बुर्जी है ना, हम बिल्कुल वही करना. एट दिस पार्ट ऑफ इट इज नो, ये पार्ट पे नॉर्मली व्हाट आई वुड डू, मैं इसे बंद कर देता. ओके, परफेक्ट. और एंड ऑल्सो ये पार्ट पे I'm going to be adding a little more butter in this. First class. Abhi some chopped dhania here. I'm going to add a little more salt. I think I'm going to need it. Perfect. I'm going to switch this off because ये जो heat है जो pan की, ये बिल्कुल ही आपके भुर्जी को आप कर सकते हो. तो अभी ये बिल्कुल dry basic भुर्जी हो गई है. Like हमारे, this is what is normally preferred by everyone in India is our standard Burji. And bas abhi hamari plating baki. So I'm literally baking it down. If you're making it in a tawa, you can also do on the street, they do the tak, where they're using a spatula and cutting it. You can even do that. So हमारी ये 4 अंडे की भुर्जी रेडी. थोड़ा सा अभी हम इसे गार्निश कर देते हैं हल्का सा. Now for the Burji, for the second level Burji, what would you expect? You would expect a few more vegetables. You can expect different kinds of different ingredients. In this recipe, I'm going to be using cherry tomatoes, yellow and red in my recipe. I'm going to be using chilies, yes, onions of course for sure, butter, coriander to pakka hi hai. And then I'm going to be using some capsicum or bell peppers as well. That's the next kind of version, okay? And we're going to plate it also slightly differently for you, okay? Perfecto. So capsicum is done. Then we have these lovely cherry tomatoes which we're just going to slice them. Nice, beautiful, juicy tomatoes. Let's start cooking. Now in this, what we are doing in cooking, we are using a combination of extra light olive oil and butter. Okay, so it's a combo. Jeere ka tadka isme nahi hai. In here we've got some onions. You could also do some nice spring onions as well. So I've got about 1.5 teaspoons of onions here. I've got my bell peppers and I've got my cherry tomatoes. So I'm going to let these quickly saute or almost cook in olive oil and butter. Perfecto. And in the meanwhile, while this is happening, once again, 4 egg ki bhurji banayenge. You can also get away with 3 eggs because the quantity of vegetables in this is a little more. Okay, so let's try and go for a 3 egg wala. Okay. Perfecto. Oh, nice. Next, a little bit of salt, and I'm doing some cracked black pepper this time. You have some herbs at home, oregano, basil, thyme, chives, bang. You can just put that in as well, like beautiful. You want to make it a little spicy, you want to add a little bit of color, a little bit of flavor. So why don't we just go for a little bit of red chili powder in this as well. No turmeric I've got in this. Great. The base is ready. Now let's just slide in our eggs. So we're just going to push this together like this. Now at this stage, I'm going to switch this off because I don't want them to dry. I've taken it on the side. And then while this is happening, why don't we grate some cheese on this as well? So really nice cheesy burji ho gayi hai hamari. So about 50 to 60 grams of cheese to banta hi hai. Okay, and then slowly put these together, and then maybe a little piece of butter in here to bring it together. Boom. And now it's time to plate this up. I'm using a cutter. Okay, we call these cookie cutters, pastry cutters, kitchen cutters. You can even mold it in a katori if you want. And then you can garnish this with various herbs, with different kinds of oils. Beautiful. Job done. I have some lovely edible flowers which I'm going to be using to garnish it. Or hamari second level beautiful bell pepper burji ready. Now level 3. A real beautiful modernist way to make scrambled eggs is actually in a double boiler. So what have I got here? It's called a Bammarie or a double boiler, in which I'm going to be cooking the eggs in this bowl. So literally it is over steam, it's over a double boiler, and this is basically a double boiler. So we've got 4 eggs which we're just going to literally hit out. Now I'm going to be adding a piece of butter in this. So we're going to be, and then literally this requires a little time, but it's really worth it. Now literally this is going to give the most fluffiest, softest eggs because there's no direct flame or pan ka contact is just being cooking on these lovely with the heat of the water. At this stage, a little more butter into this. We're going to be adding a little bit of black pepper in this as well while it's cooking. Yes. Switch this off and then heat up my pan to lightly toast my bread. You can even use a toaster. So some nice sourdough toast. And we are sorted. Now I've got my eggs here, which I want to finish this right here. You have the most soft, fluffy, amazing eggs, a little more butter in this, blue cheese as well into this, okay? And just whisking it all together. Look how beautifully this has come through. Nice. Scrambled eggs ready. Let's look at our bread, how we doing. And we have a lovely, beautifully, absolutely soft, fluffy scrambled eggs happening here. The blue cheese has given a lot of umami, a lot of richness, a lot of complexity, as the chefs call it. Some lovely shaved parmesan here going on the top. And some truffles would be nice, but you know, in India we don't really get truffles, you get the canned ones. Some lovely cracked black pepper, a drizzle of some lovely truffle oil. Agar truffle nahi hai to no big deal. A lot of edible flowers. You can even use rose if you want. Everything's ready. Lovely, soft, fluffy scrambled eggs level 3 with blue cheese, parmesan and truffle oil. I hope you really enjoyed these 3 levels. Basic, intermediate, advanced in taste, flavor, technique. Do you need any more videos like this? Let me know what you want to see. I'm only there for you. Do like, do share, and I do expect a lot of amazing comments and questions down here below. See you soon.